up? It's Matt, Taco Potato Mustang. I'm in the Taco Potato Mustang garage, and I am joined by the Fox Body and the Elantra N. I think this is actually the first time the Elantra has even been in this garage. So tonight we're going to attempt to install the front chip guards, mega chip guards that we have yet to install. We did the rears like a month ago, maybe longer, and now I'm gonna do the fronts. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the wheels to the right. Which, now that I think about it, I shouldn't have closed the garage, because you actually have to turn the car on to turn the wheel all the way to the right. Brilliant. Maybe I'll do the left first. Okay, gonna clean up any debris on the inner wheel well protector thing. And then, actually, I think I need a bigger screwdriver bit. Hang on. What is the deal? Interesting. I guess I could use a regular screwdriver, but then I have to get up again, and I'm being lazy. Oops, God, this thing is... Ugh, okay, now I gotta do it. This is a little bit easier if you have both hands. So we've got these alcohol pads and these washers. At first I was trying to remember if I'd seen something before about why there was only two. I used the other ones for the rears, and it seems like from the instructions you're supposed to add the spacer on the bottom for the bottom screw, and it'll look like something like this basically. Yeah, so I gotta use an alcohol pad to, it says, thoroughly clean the painted fender edge and fender liner. I'm guessing just like basically any area where the 3M tape is gonna be, which would be basically like here, and then I guess somewhere around here. You can see the 3M. Okay, get this figured out here. It says thoroughly clean, blah blah blah, to the top of the tape line. Let me double check that I... Seems simple enough. Hopefully it'll create a permanent bond. I don't know. Guess we'll see. Now I just gotta turn the car back on, turn the wheel, do the other side, and I will have done my first serious modification to the Elantra N. And by serious, I mean they're chip guards. Whatever. All right, first fuck up of the thing. I was cleaning this section right here and barely pulled on it with my fingernail, and this shit just broke. So I'll refrain from speculating too much on Hyundai quality of parts or build or whatever, but I would say if you're doing this job, just make sure you're careful with your parts, plastic parts, whatever. Jesus. Ignore how dirty this car is. So I guess this, at least having this over the, I don't know what they call this. On the Mustangs they call it a rocker panel. So I guess at least having this over that little piece that cracked will hopefully stop it from getting any worse, or I don't know, whatever. Easy enough installation, aside from making that little crack. Man, the wheels on this car are filthy. God, this entire car is filthy. If there's one thing that all of my vehicles have in common, it's that they're all fucking filthy. And they all need to be washed desperately. Okay, so since we're done with that, we're gonna look at some other stuff on the Elantra, follow up to the quirks and features video, if you will. So one thing I wanted to point out, besides my dirty trunk, this car doesn't even freaking have a spare tire. What the hell, Hyundai? Apparently this is a new thing, where they give you a thing of fix-a-flat, but no spare tire. There's a space where I guess a spare tire could fit, but no, it's just whatever the hell this stuff is. Incredible. So this is the engine bay of the Elantra N. All sorts of exciting stuff here. There's some pink stuff over there, and a box, and an N. This is probably an extra turbo, sort of shaped like one. It's like a little computer razzle-dazzle over here. I think this is the second airbox, which you need for the second turbo. As I'm looking at, jokes aside, as I'm looking at the engine bay, I'm wondering, where does the cabin air filter, where do you access that at? On the Mustang, it's right up there. So I'm wondering, but then on the Subaru, you have to access it through the glove box. I wonder if on the Hyundai, you also have to do that. Interesting. As I'm looking at the actual turbo and the intake setup, I've seen some videos on Instagram and YouTube and stuff. They're sound clips of Elantra N's with various intake options and also blow-off valves, and some of them sound really cool. And I'm generally I tend to avoid adding parts that don't have a actual function, that are like I don't have an intake on the Dude's thing. Like I just have like a dry air filter from AEM or something. Because I know like an intake is like $300 or $400, and generally the rule of thumb is like you don't get any gains out of an intake, a cold air intake, unless you tune the car at the same time. But I think from what I've read on like the Mustangs, for example, there's no proof or like positive guarantee that you're getting gains out of the intake even with a tune. And maybe some people just add it for the sound, which I feel like I'll do that for the exhaust. Like I like, want the car to sound a little bit better. But I don't know, the idea of spending like, I don't know, $300 or $400 on an intake that doesn't add any performance and just like maybe makes a little bit more of a sound. Like I feel like generally I've avoided that. That being said, on this car, I really like the exhaust options that it comes with from the factory. Like the different drive modes have different exhaust tones or whatever. But I kind of want the blow off valve and maybe like the intake sound. I'm just not sure. Everyone on Reddit and the whatever forums all has an opinion on like this intake is the best, this intake is the best, that intake is the best. But I don't know, like, could I get the blow off valve sound from adding an intake, or do I need to specifically add a blow off valve? And do I need to do a blow off valve and an intake? I don't know. Gotta do more research. But yeah, I love that blow off valve sound. That's a quote unquote gimmicky thing that I would like to have. And maybe some type of extra induction noise. I don't know. Feel free to weigh in the comments and give me an idea or two. Okay, so I just looked in the owner's manual and confirmed that, Jesus Christ, that the cabin air filter is behind the glove box, or that's the way that you access it. Oh, also, update on the Elantra. I am dropping the car off on Monday. Today's Saturday. On Monday to get the windows tinted, finally. It's a few days later. I'm in the Elantra N. I don't know if it seems any darker on video, but I did get the windows tinted, and I'm quite happy with the result. Sun protection, and it looks a lot cooler from the outside. Anyways, in the meanwhile, I will be doing research on what other cool stuff I'm going to do to this car within reason. Thanks for watching my video. Keep an eye out for more Taco Potato Mustang shenanigans. Peace out.